on coach. Save that for later. That's a little sneak peek, baby. That's
why I
sweet
said
treat. Sweet treat.
Are we
tidbit.
logo off?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I could think of in that moment.
Beautiful.
Beautifully
done.
Yeah. How you doing, Andy?
The Celsius is starting to kick in, so I'll probably start burping soon.
God
so
damn
get ready.
Monica.
Dude, I love this stuff. I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, I know.
It's tasty. I like it. I like the powder you mix with water. Woo. It's like adult Kool-Aid. And I know it's so much caffeine, but my God, it makes me feel incredible. And I'm still lying to myself about it, being an energy drink. So
yeah,
I'm feeling pretty comfortable.
No, it most definitely is.
100%. 100% it is. But I'm not letting that bother me.
Letting that sway you?
Yeah.
I did ask you before we started the show how many you've taken down a day, and you refused to answer.
That's not that's not true.
Yeah, it was.
No, I said that,
not too many. It's kind of what you said.
Yeah, not too many. Not too many.
I think one is too many. Like in my like if I drank a Celsius, I would have to lie down. I would feel like shit. It's too much caffeine.
Oh, it feels. I mean, you just feel,
but you have a slow build up. You had a slow build up intolerance of caffeine. Like you started with your one espresso shot. Then
I hit the espresso.
Then you got to 7 or 8.
Bang bang. No, I wasn't doing anything crazy. But
I've seen you drink two triples in a day.
No, maybe 2 doubles. Maybe 3 doubles.
Same as 2 triples.
Fuck. You got me. You Pythagoreased me.
Yeah.
You Pythagoreased my ass.
Don't get my brain going there,
God
man.
damn it.
I don't want to talk about that on the show, but that was incredible. That's all I'm saying.
Keeping those triangle secrets to yourself,
dude,
maybe the math.
That was incredible.
The math, the secrets of the universe. You're keeping them to yourself on this round.
I mean, you could if there's whoever made that video should start making more videos explaining things because that video
it looked like it was very
made
old.
More sense. I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
That video made more sense than anything I've ever seen.
The fucking
in my life.
CIA probably took that guy
that
down,
guy's definitely
dude.
Dead. Oh, yeah.
He's giving out. Yeah.
Nah, he's in the same padded cell as the guy who invented renewable energy.
Yeah. Like cars that run on water or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they got that. They got those boys locked up.
Yeah.
They're just playing
out.
cards down there. Yeah, they're a danger to society, man. They're a danger to control. There's a couple. Okay, we got a lot to talk about. That's honestly kind of a good segue into this thing that I wanted to show you.
Yeah, let's see it.
So I've been messing around with Bing's AI.
Dude, you and AI,
Have you tried this though?
No.
So Bing's
but I see
AI,
ads all the time. It's like
Bing
runs the best AI system.
It's ChatGPT. So I've been playing with it because I what I wanted to do was make it into I wanted to use it to make graphics for the Who Would Win, but it's kind of finicky about some of that stuff. So what?
Did you buy this laptop entirely to be able to use Bing's AI on it?
Pretty much. I mean, not entire. I mean, I've wanted to do this for a long time, but today, me going through Bing was the inciting incident. Like, okay, this was kind of the final thing that pushed me to.
So you went and bought that before the show today?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Did you buy that too?
Yeah.
And the pad?
No.
Okay. But the mouse?
Yeah, I had to get a little mouse.
Okay.
I like this. I don't like the.
Was it worth it?
I think so, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. This was the least expensive laptop, second least expensive laptop in all of Best Buy.
Okay. I think I have the least expensive one at home, so.
Oh, okay.
Got you there, but.
But anyways.
But even honestly, that was like $200.
Oh, whoa.
What?
That's an interesting number. But so I was trying to do stuff like this was the one. Create an image of Shrek fighting a tiger. So you can do stuff like this.
They can't see it though.
Yeah, they can.
Oh!
See, that's why I got this laptop because the Macs don't interface correctly with it. Come on, kid. You think I'm not?
Actually, no, I'm still not wrong because people are listening to this as a podcast.
Oh, well, most people watch it on YouTube anyways. And if you're not, then screw you.
Why? That's rude to say.
Well, fucking
because I hate
YouTube, brother.
Dude, they say that on the Yak all the time.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I feel bad for the people listening to this as a podcast. People are probably listening on YouTube though.
Look at
dude,
how
that's fucking great.
Sick these are.
I thought you
Aren't
said
they
it didn't
awesome?
work super well.
No. See, like,
that's
here.
fantastic.
I know. This is, brother.
Say
you're not
without
even listening to me.
weapons. Because if you said without weapons, sorry, what am I not listening to?
So, it's a little finicky. Like, what I wanted to do was like Theo Von. Hold on. You gotta do it. Create an image of Theo Von fighting Harry Potter. The fuck?
But he's got ass connection.
No, don't. All right, don't worry about that.
Buys this new laptop.
God
He's got
damn
no
it.
connection.
Matthew, quit.
Is this free of charge?
Yeah, it's anybody can use it. Let's see. Create an image of
Theo Von
versus
fighting
Harry
Potter.
Potter.
Search. Okay. Cooking with peanut oil now.
So its problem is like sometimes. See, I don't think it necessarily knows exactly who Theo Von is because I tried to do one earlier that was like Joe Rogan versus Kermit the Frog or something, and it's like I can't do images of real people fighting fictional characters, so sometimes it's a little finicky. See, so you can't. So that's not really. That's just kind of like Harry Potter, maybe getting ready to fight something, but there's no Theo Von in there or whatever.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. Now this is something, Matthew. This is the real thing. I was using it this morning to create new conspiracy theories. So I thought that would be fun.
What do you got for me?
Well, I don't have any that I did earlier.
On.
Matthew, just
you didn't come
be
prepared
with me here. Because we're doing it live,
okay.
Kid. We're doing it live. But but I did a test one that was like create a conspiracy theory about socks.
Create a conspiracy theory about Taylor Swift right now. Come on.
See, I don't. It might make a. Okay.
No such thing. Everything's real. Dude, I saw that did you see that thing about her airplane? Did you see why her PR team's trying to get flight tracker? That was a horrible sentence, but I saw a thing that her PR team or something of that nature was trying to make sure that her plane couldn't be tracked. And then shortly after that, a few days after that, it came out that whoever the Taylor Flight Tracker Twitter account tweeted out that she took a hysterical flight. I'm going to look it up. Taylor Swift Flight Tracker.
Fuck, brother.
How do I find dude, there's a website somewhere. Oh, here it is. Taylor Swift jet tracking. Yeah, flew from somewhere in St. Louis, Illinois to St. Louis, Missouri. It was a 13-minute flight.
Damn, dude.
And my thought process was
just how the other half lives, man.
Oh, sorry. So there's a community guideline on this tweet.
Okay.
For reader context. That says that plane was sold. She only has one plane now, so those short flights were most likely demo or test flights.
Dang. So she's
down to one plane.
She had more than one plane. Boy,
apparently,
are things going bad for Taylor Swift? She had to cut down to one plane.
So, dude. I really do think so.
Brutal. God, prayers for T Swift. But yeah, that makes sense because obviously, she's gonna be getting all kinds of flack for the crazy travel that she'll do for the Super Bowl and things like that.
Yeah, but a 13-minute flight would be insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be
just boom, up and down.
So choose a conversation style: creative, balanced, or precise. What's that mean? Creative is probably art, huh?
Yeah.
Balance
Well,
is
it's
like if you're lonely, and precise is if you're fact checking stuff.
Yeah, that's what it seems to me. Yeah, because it's the way that they have it set up is like the way that they kind of are setting this up is like talk to it, like just sit down and go back and forth with this thing for as long as you can. I mean,
do you know how much?
What are you gonna do?
What
are you gonna do?
I mean, I guess this is a new laptop, so hopefully you don't have a lot of personal stuff on there. But dude, this thing's probably data mining the shit out of your laptop while you're sitting here using its AI.
Maybe
because you got personalization turned on, which means it's probably taking everything you've ever looked at on Google and just zipping it all into one. It's probably pinging my phone right now. It's got my social.
Forks.
It's trying to take over my identity.
Let's see if this works. Create a conspiracy theory
There's
about
no
forks.
conspiracy theories about forks.
That's why we're making one, man.
That's not cool.
Why is this not working?
George Bush. Because there's no conspiracy
But there's
theories.
real conspiracies about George Bush,
that's
Matthew.
what makes it cool. There's no fucking conspiracy theory
No,
about forks.
brother, you're not.
Forks were
Matthew,
invented by the Nazis
Matthew,
to
I don't think
accidentally stab people's gums.
See, why is this
that had abnormally sized gums, and then if they saw people that had gum stabs from forks, that's how they knew that they should.
See, not bad.
Yeah.
But Matthew, I don't think
I don't need Bing to do that.
Matthew, I don't think you're fully understanding the potential of what we've got here. Think about what's your favorite conspiracy
Obviously
theory?
fucking
Matthew,
not.
What's your favorite conspiracy theory? One of them I happen to know is that birds aren't real, which is so fucking funny.
I think my one, yeah, that one. I don't think that's one of my favorite conspiracy theories. I think it's funny to, push that agenda. Like, dude, did you see that in Thailand they kept a bird in jail for 2 months because
they put the boy free my boy.
No, he
free
is free
Tweety.
now. It was a pigeon, and they thought
Oh,
that it
shit.
was
Lock 'em up.
They thought that it was a Chinese spy pigeon because it had like little metal like cuffs around its ankles,
Yeah.
that were they had Chinese writing on them. So they thought that it was a Chinese spy pigeon, and they arrested the pigeon and kept it in jail for 2 months. They did just release the pigeon because they found out that it was actually a racing pigeon, I believe.
Interesting.
And that's what the cufflinks on. But
Really?
they kept it for 2 months and like ran did their due diligence on this pigeon. And then they admitted it to the hospital to make sure that it was okay after being in prison.
Well,
so he's
nice.
currently in the hospital recovering, but he's doing well. Best wishes, which makes me believe it is a Chinese spy pigeon, personally.
Because you got good lawyers.
Yeah.
Now, that brings me to another thing I really wanted to talk to you about. Speaking of wrongful prosecution, have you seen this about this kid who's been taping fish to ATMs?
Mm-mm.
Okay, is there a picture on here? So Faz from Scheming and Dreaming actually turned me on to this. We've been sending this guy's like posts to each other. So this kid, I guess in Utah, let's see if we can get some more images up.
I can see the images.
Yeah, I know, but so he's been just taping fish to ATMs and posting about it, and it's like
why?
Just as like a gag, And something about it. See, look at this. So he's been just going around. It's just funny. So they arrested him.
Why?
Let's see if we can figure it out. Let's see. So this kid. So police believe a 17-year-old was responsible for dozens
for
of
fishy
fish
business.
taping. Dude, you can't beat the
Love
Huffington
that.
Post. You can't beat the hard-hitting Huffington Post. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. They got this kid who they believe
And
is
of course, his
responsible for
fishy behavior.
dozens of incidents of taping fish to ATMs between August and October.
Where are you reading?
Up there. I'm paraphrasing on some of it. Let's see.
What are the charges?
Let's see. After the teen was referred to juvenile court, the case was officially closed. Okay, with a misdemeanor of causing property damage. So that's what they called it. So they arrested this kid, and I'll tell you what, Matthew. So they got him just a few days ago, and if they didn't let my man go, the justice system was broken. Completely. That's where I stand on it.
Well,
I'm going to say this right now. No fish justice, no fish peace.
So the charges were dropped after
It looks
going
like
to juvenile court?
It looks like they let him go. Yeah.
Yeah, they were probably like, dude, stop taping fishes to.
Right. He was like, all right.
Stop doing
I
that.
hope he still does it, though. I hope he still does.
Well, see, if I was him, I probably wouldn't, because then you're probably... Because, like, I don't think you should go to jail for, damage of property or whatever the phrase was there. But I could see how, like, all right, somebody owns that ATM. They probably don't want a fish taped to it. Like, I could see how you're, like, it's like egging a house, kind of, right?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I guess I can.
Somebody's got to come clean off their. Somebody's got to come clean off their ATM.
All you do is take the fish down, one fucking wet wipe, if that, one Lysol wipe, and it's good to go. Everybody has a good laugh.
Yeah, but then you got to dispose of the fish.
Just leave it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you just wash the eggs off your house.
That's different. Eggs is totally different, though, especially on a house. No, man, you got to get a ladder.
About this.
You got to get a ladder. You got to go up.
You get a hose.
But what if it's cold, though? Think about it. It's October. Okay. It's cold. I had my car egged once in wintertime. I got a stray bullet. I caught a stray bullet. My car got egged one time, and it was cold as fuck out, and the eggs all hardened on my car. It was a fucking huge pain to get off. Egging someone's house is way, way worse than taping a fish to an ATM.
Think about this, Andy.
And taping a fish to an ATM is funny.
Think about this. You own an ATM and you get a call one day.
Mm-hmm.
Presumably from a lawyer.
What?
Hear me out. You're being sued because your ATMs weren't properly cleaned and my client used one and has a fish allergy and passed away, and now their family is suing you for damages. You tell me one wipe's good enough. You tell that family. You tell that little boy without a dad that one wipe is good enough, Andy.
You can say the same thing about eggs, man. People have
exactly. So they're on the same playing field.
No, man, this is funny. Fucking free my boy. No fish justice, no fish peace.
I'm not.
We're going to the streets.
I'm not saying he should be freed, but I'm saying if I was him, I probably wouldn't keep doing it.
You gotta keep.
But if I was,
you can't let them silence you.
If I was his buddies, I would definitely start. Or if I was somebody that didn't like him, I would definitely start doing it.
Right, because
in areas where he knew he was too. Like, oh, I know you went to this grocery store. There's just conveniently a fish taped to the ATM right next door, but like really you are like somebody who secretly doesn't like him, and you watched him walk in the grocery store, and you went in, took a fish out of the freezer section, and taped it up.
Here's the big problem.
Was he catching the fish, or is that like bought at?
No, he bought them at like fish markets and stuff.
What about that carp? You can buy a carp at a fish market. You can't even eat them.
Oh, this bad boy.
Yeah.
That does look like it just came out of the river.
That could be an imposter, because there's 3 pieces of tape on that guy. All the other ones.
Yeah, but that's a bit of a thicker boy.
Yeah, but he didn't even use the same. He went diagonal across the screen.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I guess he's on that bottom one.
That's a good way you want to do it. Yeah, look at this, dude. I hope that.
Dude, that's fun. That's funny though.
It is
funny.
What
do you think? I want to know. I'd like to interview him.
These are the ones I like.
Get him on the show. Double fishes.
I don't know.
I just want to ask him.
Find out who he is.
I want to ask him. Well, they probably didn't put his name out because he's not 18.
He got charged as a minor at least. Yeah.
I want to know, like, what happened. Like, why was he like, dude? Want to be hysterical if I go tape a fish to an ATM right now?
Because it's genius. Because he's a genius. He's a bored genius. The schools have nothing left to offer him. He's cracked Pythagoras' theorem, and now the only logical next step is taping fish. And he probably did.
I am Einstein.
It completely blew up his whole world.
I should be on Team Scorpion, and they won't let me. So I'm gonna start taping fish to ATMs.
Oh, Team Scorpion from that fucking show that you watched?
From the show Scorpion, yeah. Obviously, fucking idiots.
But free my boy. Folks, the new year is upon us, all right? And you've got enough on your mind trying to keep those resolutions going. Why not take a little more off your plate and use Instacart? Because with Instacart, you don't have to worry about going to the grocery store, wandering around those aisles, dealing with all those people. Okay, forget about that, because with Instacart, when you use it, you can get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. And the best part is, oh my gosh, this is just in. I've just been handed this fresh off the fresh off the hot presses. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. The best part is right now, 2 in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10. All you have to do is spend $10 and Instacart will deliver whatever it is you're looking for right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. No delivery fee. All you have to do to get that deal is hit the link in this episode description. Why not? Why not make things a little easier on yourself and start using Instacart today? Folks, the Snack Spot Patreon is up. And boy, oh boy, we've got a lot of great things on there already, including the Captions On podcast, of course, where we were going through all the Disney Channel original movies. My God. And we've got a lot of other great stuff planned for that, especially once things start getting a little warmer out this way. But you're going to want to get in on it quick, okay? You're going to want to get on it early because the best news is right now it's only $3 a month. So go ahead and check that out. Link is going to be in this episode description. That's patreon.com/snackspot. Listen. I hate to say this, but everybody's been saying it behind your back, so I'm just going to tell you to your face. What you've been wearing lately is not good. You got to change your whole wardrobe. I hate to say it, but you look like shit. The good news is I know where you can get some spectacular merch, okay? Top quality merch, as a matter of fact, over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Get yourself something that's going to make you look good, make you feel good, okay? Because we're not selling that cheap stuff that, you know, you're getting from other podcasts or shows or, you know, programs, things like that. That Gildan brand or whatever that fits like a cardboard box. You can only wear it once. It's absolutely disgusting. Now, over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com, I'm talking try, blend, material, baby. That's 3 kinds of material, all into one. That's Target quality. You're not getting that anywhere else except maybe Target, but that's not the point because you can get all kinds of great stuff on there, hoodies, T-shirts, and not just apparel. You know, we've got a lot of great accessories. We've got glassware. We've got slides, bucket hats, fanny packs, notebooks, whatever it is you're looking for. Stuff not just for this show, but also for Schemin' and Dreamin' and Quested, the 2 other podcasts that we produce right here. So hit the link in this episode description. Check it out for yourself. Don't take my word for it, okay? Do your own research. See what's up, again, over at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. And if you're interested in advertising on this show or our twin show, Schemin' and Dreamin', or Quested, the Dungeons & Dragons podcast that we produce over here, you can email us at snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond. Because let me tell you something, folks. Podcast advertising is big, and it's only getting bigger. And you can see that when you look at companies like McDonald's, State Farm, NASCAR, Tropicana. Tropicana seems a little lackluster at the end of that list, but you know what? It's a big-ass fucking company. Where do you get your juice? Fucking Tropicana. That's goddamn right, okay? And it's really cool to see companies of that size with advertising budgets. You know, these are guys advertising on the Super Bowl, all kinds of stuff. That's cool to see them moving into the podcast space and away from the more traditional media of, you know, broadcast TV and, you know, magazine thing. People that, like, or I should say outlets that people of a younger generation aren't even aware of. I mean, I feel like kids, when they think of TV, they think YouTube is TV. They don't even know what regular-ass TV is, okay? That's why people are moving to the podcast advertising space, and it's very cool. The problem is there hasn't really been any room yet for smaller or, you know, even local businesses to get in on that action, to see all the benefits of podcast advertising. But that's what we are here for. So, again, if you're interested in learning more about all those benefits, please hit us up. Reach out to us at snackspotsports@gmail.com.
There's an episode, dude. It's like the 4th episode of that show. Great episode. Quick rant on Scorpion, and then I have another.
No, please go. This is what the people want.
There's an episode of that show. I think
what did it have? 2 seasons almost, in 2011.
Dude, it had at least 5 seasons. 4, and I think it had 4. But ooh. Andy, I believe it's season 1, episode 4. You can fact that check. It's on Amazon.
I'll fact that check.
You can fact that check.
It did have 4 seasons, it looks like.
Yeah. Season 1, episode 4.
Sorry, I'm not used to using IMDb on a browser.
No, that's okay. Go to browse episodes.
I think that's what I just clicked on. Episode 4. Shorthand.
Yep. Dude, I'm so good.
Wow, you are the Rain Man of of procedurals. You're a procedural Rain Man,
dude.
Matthew.
So, they get hired. It's because it's after the first 3 episodes where they start working for the government.
Yeah,
and then they go out and they take a private job because they want to like get paid and they want to do more work, So they go to a casino that is losing money, and they're like, hey, we want to know if somebody's robbing us, like what the deal is. They run their tests. It turns out that the reason that they're losing money is because one of the dealers at their high roller tables, his hands are just like genetically too small. Like he has really small hands, so he doesn't deal the cards fast enough. So like the amount of hands that people are getting in aren't high enough to meet like the win rate that a casino normally operates at. So they're losing a ton of money.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, but that happens in the first like 15 minutes of the episode. Boom, they figure it out, all good. So then they get this guy fired. That has nothing to do with part of the story. In fact, I don't even remember where the story was going.
This is the most autistic show that's ever. This show was honestly ahead of its time.
That's literally pretty much what it is.
Because I mean, just look at the cast. Even like, look at this guy. Look at that. Any person that you see walking around in public wearing that hat, fucking.
I know, but that's the point, Andy. They have
Hit
like
him with
four of the
four of
highest,
the most autistic people.
No,
alive.
they have like four of the 5 highest IQs in the world. There's like I don't know if it's 4 of the 5, but it's like they all like he has like the highest. There's only 3 other people in the world that have an IQ. Oh, that's why I started this, because long story short, the casino, conveniently the same day they solved the case, gets robbed, and there were some sensors that were moved to look at tables that created blind spots that caused them to get robbed. So they thought that Walter robbed the casino because he was mic'd up at the time too, and he noticed that they were about to get robbed. So he said to his team, "Stay calm, like there's about to be a robbery," and they had it mic'd up like before the robbery even happened. So anyway, he goes to court. And he's like, "No, I'm gonna defend myself." Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't need a
Good Will
lawyer.
Hunting style, as any reasonable American would do.
Yeah,
would defend yourself in court.
They're like, "You choose to defend yourself," and he's like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Okay, like, what's your deal?" And they're like, "Well, you can't." He's like, "You can't possibly try me because the state of Nevada says that I am due to be tried by a jury of my peers, and unless all of these people in here have an IQ over like 160 or whatever, like I don't know what's high, whatever his is, then that can't possibly be the case, so I'm free to go." And the judge was like, looked at him like with the blank face and was like, "Jail, $500,000 bail." Like that was the whole fucking case.
Good, thank fucking God. Finally, some justice, dude.
I don't know why I thought
if some
of that.
guy put that, if some guy did that, I'd be like, if they found somebody else's fingerprints all over the scene, I'd be like, "Nah, put that dude in jail.
Yeah.
He needs a timeout. He just does.
Just a little timeout.
He just needs a little bit of a timeout." Yeah, free the fish, man. Free the fish, man. You want to talk about Shane Gillis then? You mentioned
Dude,
that.
yeah, I wanted to bring this up to you specifically because like a lot of times when stuff happens in sports, you'll like ask me your opinion.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to get your opinion on this. Like a lot of people have been talking about it, obviously. A lot of people are excited about it.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of people have been talking about it because I guess he's notoriously said that if he ever got to host Saturday Night Live, that he would be like, live from New York, it's gun in my mouth, and just kill himself, like live, like shoot his face off. Like I guess he said that, maybe not notoriously, but publicly.
Yeah.
So there's like, people are what is he gonna do it?
No,
like
he's
obviously
not gonna do that.
But like,
no, there's no way.
No, obviously
he's got too
not,
much to live for.
No, but like so. Obviously, he got hired by SNL, and then a week later got fired because,
they found something that he said on a podcast.
Yeah, previously in his life, and it wasn't a huge deal probably at the time, like in news, because he wasn't super famous.
It was. Yes, it was everywhere.
Oh.
That's one of the reasons it was so because he wasn't famous, but it was big. It was really big.
That they cut him after a week.
Yeah.
So now they've asked him to come back and host.
Yep. And
obviously, I have a lot of questions. Like, obviously, this is a horrible look for SNL, right?
I don't know, man. I think you could see it in both ways. I mean, on one hand, I would say it's not a horrible look because, they fired him, but now it's like, well, you're obviously so funny. Like, why not come and host the show instead of being a fucking cast member? Because he is, he got hired in 2019, like it says up there. And if you think about the other people who were hired in 2019, it's like Bowen Yang, I want to say Chloe Fineman, maybe Heidi Gardner, like people who, if you watch Saturday Night Live, but like, did you recognize any of the names I just said?
Not a single
exactly.
one.
He is so much more famous than he ever would have been if he had gotten on the show at that point.
No, but I don't think
I know that's not really what I tangented a little bit on there, but no, I don't think it's a bad look because it's still SNL being like, maybe we fucked up a little bit.
Well,
Let's
that's
get
what
this guy back in.
But that was my exact point.
But admitting to your mistakes, I don't think that's a bad thing. And also, I've listened to everything he's said about his experience with that. And one thing is, Lorne Michaels is a big Shane Gillis fan. Lorne Michaels didn't want to fire him.
I don't know who that is.
He's the executive producer of Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
He's like one of the most powerful people in entertainment.
I'm sure it was the suits.
Yeah,
that were like,
oh,
this isn't PC.
Yeah.
But that's what I think is such bullshit about it, because you're going to fire him at the time because what you found something that he said that you didn't think was PC, but now that he's so famous that you think he will increase the amount of people that will watch your show, you're willing to have him back on your platform.
Yeah, Matthew,
what a bunch of fucking losers. I hate
Matthew,
that shit.
I know, and honestly, that's all that mainstream media and broadcast media is, you know what I mean? So if you get brother.
No, I know,
brother,
but
I've been where you're at.
But okay, so then I feel like Shane Gillis, because didn't he put out his special on YouTube and stuff, so it didn't have to be, didn't he do that?
Not because it didn't have, only because nobody else bought it at the time. His first special he did put out on YouTube, but not so that it wouldn't be censored, just because that was what seemed like the best option at the time.
Maybe I thought that. But
like
to me, I feel like but even the way that he still, like the jokes he tells and stuff, like the way that he does comedy, I feel like in his mind, he's anti-mainstream media at this point. He's like, I'm going to say, they already, tried to cancel me. I'm still here. I'm just going to say whatever I want.
Yeah.
Is it a little bit of a, again, I'm just asking the question, is it a little bit of a sellout job by Shane Gillis then, to then be like, yeah, I'll come on your platform?
I don't think so in this case, because the guy is doing podcasts nonstop. He is he's super authentic performer. You know what I mean? Like, if you watch Shane Gillis, you get who he is immediately. You know what I'm saying? And this is hilarious. Like, he's in a no-lose situation, I think.
No, I agree, but like, because
I don't think it's him selling out at all.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just asking the question.
Yeah, sure.
I'm asking the question.
Yeah, no, I know.
I did see that. Was there somebody else that this kind of has happened to in the past? Like that guy?
Yeah, Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald, the Canadian guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And somebody was saying that he had a really good one-liner at the end of his show. Do you think Shane has anything like that up his sleeve?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, they got to do something. I mean, well, so the reason that they fired him, if we're getting down to it, right, we know it's not really what he said so much. It's just the fact that they got so much outrage about it. Like, people were going crazy, so
really?
The network felt the pressure that they had to do that. Yeah, man, but that's just the way it is, right? And also, like I said, it was the same year that they were bringing Bowen Yang, who was a writer, onto the cast, he's the first ever Asian cast member on Saturday Night Live. The comments that they got Shane Gillis for were racist towards Asians, so that's a bad look.
Did they ask the guy? What's the other guy's name?
Bowen Yang.
Did they ask
him? At that point, it doesn't matter, because NBC's already sweating over all the millions of tweets that they're getting. You know what I'm saying? So I think they've got to do something where they like bring Bowen Yang out during the monologue and pretend to have like a weird, awkward moment or something like that. I don't know, but I'm sure he'll get to something. But yeah, I mean, Norm Macdonald's done it before. They fired him. The president of NBC gave the order to fire Norm Macdonald because the president of NBC was golf buddies with O.J. Simpson, and Norm was going after O.J. nonstop on Weekend Update, so he's like, cut him. Then the season after, Norm Macdonald hosted one of the episodes, and he's said something like, so either I got funnier or this show sucks. That was his line, which is great. But if you look at, not a lot of people know this, but NBC also fired Chris Farley and Adam Sandler among a few others. They also got fired.
Just because?
Network didn't like him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Network didn't like him. But again, like I said, Lorne Michaels, big Shane Gillis fan. So I'm glad it feels like it feels like a victory that he's coming back. You know what I mean? Like, he's so much bigger than that show. And I'll tell you what, Matthew, you know what a fan of Saturday Night Live I've always been. I haven't watched it. I've missed 3 or 4 episodes because there's something about it. I just can't bring myself to
funny anymore.
I just can't bring myself to watch it, dude. And I mean, I hate to say that because I'm sure people are working hard on that show and stuff, and maybe you could give them the excuse that like the network's restrictive or whatever, but that's bullshit at this point. You know what I mean? Like, you're just putting yourself in that box. I feel like if you're any SNL writers or things like that. But
maybe some of them don't want to get fired. Like, they don't want to try to.
Sure.
Yeah, they don't want to be too risque because they don't want to get fired.
Which again is not an environment conducive to comedy. No. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. So, and Shane Gillis.
We don't live in a world.
Have you watched any of the?
Shane.
Have you watched any of the Gillian Keeves sketches?
No.
That I'll send some to you. They're unbelievable. And I don't know, dude. They are. They put those sketches out on YouTube and like, you can, so obviously you can swear in them and things like that and maybe push the envelope or whatever. So I feel like some people might, again, make the excuse of like, well, of course they're better because they can say fuck and stuff like that. But the premises of those sketches are really, really funny. And most of them you could still do on Saturday Night Live easily if you just take out the swear word. So there's no excuse to have
the show be not funny.
To have the show be not funny. It's just that people are walking on eggshells, and there's something about, man, again, as much as I love SNL, I just hear about the culture of that show, and it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, why does anybody really want to work there unless you're like Colin Jost and Michael Che, because they've luckily put themselves in positions on Weekend Update where they can pretty much, yeah. And even so, like, oh my God, Shane Gillis, the crowd that shows up for Shane Gillis's show, hopefully they're going to be good and stuff, but like, even with, I mean, I do watch Weekend Update, of course. I think most people, even if they don't watch the show every week, they'll still catch a lot of the update clips. Every audience groans at everything Michael Che says. And he takes it in stride because he knows what he's doing is funny, and they're being, pussies, for lack of a better term. I hate to use an aggressive term like that.
Really? They're groaning at him?
Yeah, they're groaning at him. It's like, Jesus fucking, like, what are you doing, dude? So I don't know. But I can't wait to watch this episode, and I am going to be really interested to see what the numbers are, because you're gonna tune in if you don't like Shane Gillis, I feel like, and of course and he's got such a huge fan base, and we all know his story, so like we've got to tune in for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I almost wish that nobody would tune in, like watch it, like, you know what I mean, like record it, or like just so there's like the lowest viewers, like just like I want everybody to watch it and think it's funny. But I don't want Saturday Night Live to have the satisfaction, because they're going to probably have numbers that they haven't had in years, I would bet.
I hope so.
That would be my guess.
I don't know if they'll be that big, but I think
I do.
But I think it'll be the biggest of the season by far, for sure.
Yeah, but like, what was the biggest of last season?
That's a good question.
That's what what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's been bad for, because it used to be good. Like, I used to watch it too.
Everybody always says that with Saturday Night Live. Every decade, it's always like, oh, they used to be good, but now they're bad. They said that people have always said that.
Yeah, but I would almost guarantee that like the numbers are down, which I'm sure the numbers are down on everything that all networks do. So that's there's a conversation to be had there. Sure. But like, you can't tell me that as many people watch Saturday Night Live now as used to. Even when we were growing up, like, people used to talk about Saturday Night Live skits. Like, dude, unless you see something on Twitter, nobody talks about Saturday Night Live skits anymore.
Yeah.
Since probably like Lonely Island, realistically, is the last time people, and that was like the shorts too.
Maybe they're, and maybe they're just in like a down trend right now, like
which could be, like, they can come back up easily.
Oh, of course. That's the other thing about Saturday Night Live is no matter how bad it gets, because of the way that they're always reconstructing the cast and bringing, change is built into the DNA of that show. So they can always come back to being on top, at any time.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's just, you're going to have to, honestly, I think to get back on top, you're going to have to clear house and get some people in there who are willing to try some stuff. Like, have you watched the Please Don't Destroy guys? Those guys are funny. They're good. They're good. And they do, like, pre-taped stuff, you know, similar to what the Lonely Island was doing in some ways or whatever. But, you know, they're just different. Just a different thing. And also, there's Sarah Sherman. She's funny as shit, and she's on that show. Like, there's good people on that show, but there's a lot that is just not bad. And it's also, like, because of the having to walk on eggshells things, there's a lot of, like, what is the point of this sketch? Like, who is it making fun of? Because they're trying to play both sides in a way that I don't think is quite working. Because, obviously, I think you'd want Steve Higgins, who's an executive producer on the show. I've heard him say before that, like, the best political sketches, to be precise, are like when the sketch will air, and then the next day you'll have someone from the right be like, "Oh, you really stuck it to the left," and then somebody from the left come, "Oh, you really stuck it to the right," and they're talking about the same sketch perfectly. You know, when it works perfectly, that's what'll happen. But now it's like, it's almost like you're trying to save face for both people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of just making fun of them evenly, which I guess might work better. But, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably, realistically, I won't watch it. I would like to watch it, but I'm not
watch
gonna.
it on fucking Peacock or something the next day.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I'm not going to watch it that night.
The
next day is the Super Bowl, so.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. That's this weekend?
No, this isn't until the end of, February 24th.
Oh, yeah, no, the Super Bowl is Sunday.
Okay, that's what I thought, yeah. I'm going to be in Disney World for the Super Bowl.
Forgot you're going to Florida.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You go to ESPN on the boardwalk. Is that still there?
It's got to be. Oh, excuse me. Celsius, baby.
Fucking Celsius.
Celsius. Can't beat
Get
it.
these fucking fish off my screen.
No way. The fish stay up.
No
fish justice, no fish peace.
Get them off!
No fish justice, no fish peace.
Do you want to do the hit-in of the week?
Yes, I do. Oh, fuck. I gotta look up that fucking guy's name again.
I can tee it up. I can tee it. I never do, I can.
Okay. I'm just gonna sit back then. You do your.
This week's Who Would Win of the Week is Coach Klein. Coach Klein, Henry Winkler's character from The Waterboy, versus Ted Lasso. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate you.
Nicely done.
That's this week. That means you got to close it out, though.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You got to do the...
Yeah. Check that out on Friday on Instagram. Yeah. Who would win of the week?
Yes.
Matthew.
Who would win of the week? Andy. Yep, exactly. See,
I know your tricks. Your tricks. Oh, man.
Coach Klein versus Ted Lasso.
Yep.
This is an all-time fight.
It's a great coach battle. However, Coach Klein... The guy is so depressed in that movie. He really gets down on himself, dude. And Ted Lasso, the man's a ball of energy. I don't see how Coach Klein really kind of he's his own worst enemy. Coach Klein is his own worst enemy. So how is he going to muster the courage, the faith in himself to go against a guy like Ted Lasso?
Yeah, but you want to know who in that movie gave Coach Klein that courage was the Waterboy. And you want to know who's very similar to the Waterboy is Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso and the Waterboy have some odd similarities.
Okay.
Like, I could see, if I didn't know that the Waterboy, if Bobby Boucher was the one who said alligators are so mad because they got all them teeth and no teeth brush to brush them,
yep,
I would have assumed it was a Ted Lasso quote.
That does sound like Ted Lasso.
You know what I mean? When Coach Klein was at his happiest and his most confident, it was because Bobby Boucher brought him there.
Yeah.
I think unintentionally, Ted Lasso is going to bring, even though Ted Lasso knows he's supposed to go in there and win a fight, he's going to see how down Coach Klein might be on himself, and he's going to build him up higher than Coach Klein's ever been built up. And then that's when the fight's going to start.
Yeah, Matthew, but even the best get built up just to be torn down. You know what I'm saying?
No,
and when push comes to shove, Coach Klein, maybe especially going up against another coach, I think he's really going to be comparing himself to Ted Lasso. And that's where, no matter what Ted Lasso says to him, Coach Klein is still going to be like, I can't, like, Ted Lasso is such a better coach than me, Coach Klein, that he's inspiring me. Like, what a terrible coach I am that this other guy who should be kicking my ass is better at building
Andy,
me up than I am.
Couldn't disagree with you more. Couldn't disagree with you more. Well, that might be how. Okay, I actually don't disagree with you.
Damn.
That might be how Coach Klein thinks, because I don't think Coach Klein's a very good coach. But, like, from Ted Lasso's perspective, I'm sure he would love to be inspired by another coach. I'm sure he would love to learn from another coach. You always got to stay learning.
Let's see what Bing
I don't know if it
say.
knows who Coach Klein is.
What is this thing doing?
But
It's not working for
I
me
mean,
anymore.
yeah, Andy, there's probably a lot of kinks. It probably doesn't work great. It's free.
True. But it's on its way.
Yeah, here's the other thing though.
Please.
I feel like Ted Lasso isn't a violent guy. Whereas Coach Klein, although maybe not smart, like he is from the sticks down there, and where are they in? I think in Florida,
Louisiana.
Louisiana. Yeah, Louisiana. Like he's from the sticks. Like I'm sure he's got a little bite in him somewhere.
And I think that you do see that a little bit in the movie too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I suppose you're right about that.
Like
I could see. Okay.
I'm not saying the guy's smart, but there's a lot of dumb people that have won fights.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. And I could see him potentially being like, "Oh, Ted Lasso, this pretty boy thinks he can come. I'll show this guy. I'll show him who's the real coach." But again, that's all dependent on Coach Klein's own self-image, his own self-worth, and historically speaking, Coach Klein's idea of himself
self-worth
is not very good.
Yeah. And I guess Ted Lasso's got a little bit of that Texas in him, right? Where's he from?
Yeah, I believe Texas.
Yeah. Nice mustache. But he's like Texas, and like he loves barbecue and he loves football, but he's not like he's not I wouldn't say he's like a real big tough guy, you know?
Yeah, certainly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Fit from a physical
like,
perspective.
Yeah, it's a little more like manicured South versus
Yes.
that South.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Exactly that. Like he had to work, you know, he's worked his whole life to get to where he was, but he wasn't necessarily working with his hands.
Let's I want to read what this is saying not now, so if you're good to go, let's don't worry about it right now. I'll show you what it is in a minute. But let's secure our answers then, because you've honestly turned me around about this. Don't look, dude. Don't look yet.
Okay.
Because you know what? I do think at the end of the day, Coach Klein, no matter how hard he is on himself, when push really does come to shove, he's got that last-ditch effort. There's that little spark inside him that's going to make the fire grow. And I do think he's going to get bloodied to a pulp. But then at the end, he's going to let the beast out, turn the tables on Ted Lasso. I'm picking Coach Klein.
There's only one way that there's only one way that I honestly see Ted Lasso losing this fight.
Okay.
And that's if like he's too nice to tell Coach Klein that like he's strangling him or something. Like Coach Klein, you know what I mean? He's like, "Oh yeah, it's all fun and games. Like stop," and then Coach Klein just still accidentally ends up killing him. I don't know, dude. I'm taking Ted Lasso. I don't know how Ted Lasso gets in a violent enough state to do it.
Don't look at that. I'll show you in a minute. Keep going.
I don't know how Ted Lasso gets in like a violent enough state to do it, but I just don't think that Coach Klein. I actually agree with your point. Like I think he's just going to be sad and depressed and be like, "Yeah, just kill me."
Right. And I think he's going to be like that for most of the fight. But I do think at the end he's going to remember. He's going to think back to Bobby Boucher. Think back to the adversity of that team.
True.
And that fire's going to grow.
Yeah. But I still think that if we're talking life or death, like not to be mean to Coach Klein, but who's got more to live for? You got to think about that when you're talking about a fight to the death. And I'm gonna have to say Ted Lasso.
Okay,
I'm taking Ted Lasso.
I'm taking Coach Klein. I'm still sticking with him. That is the Who Would Win of the Week. Vote on that on Friday on Instagram. Coach Klein versus Ted Lasso. I kind of flipped your.
Yeah, you were close.
Oh my God.
What the fuck is going on?
Okay, so again, what I really wanted to do with this AI was have it create conspiracy theories. So I just typed in, write a conspiracy theory about mustaches. And it's got this whole fucking big thing. Let's see. In the clandestine corridors of power, where shadows dance and secrets thrive, there exists a covert organization known as the Handlebar Society. Their mission? To manipulate world events one mustache at a time. The Mustache Matrix. Agent 47, a brilliant yet enigmatic scientist, discovered the hidden power of mustaches. These facial follicles, he theorized, were conduits for interdimensional energy. When twirled just right, they could unlock portals to alternate realities. The Handlebar Society harnessed this knowledge. Their agents infiltrated governments, corporations, and celebrity circles. I mean, dude, it's all adding up. Think about
impeccably groomed mustaches.
Think about all the famous people that have mustaches out there. Going back to the 80s.
They weren't mere fashion statements. They were quantum keys.
Dude. So, I guess let's, after all of this, wow. So now there's this whole...
It's a lot of information.
This is incredible.
Dude, you want to know what this would be really good for, actually? And you might disagree with me because you might take away from the craft, but I bet you could... come up with some really cool dungeons quests using AI.
Oh, 100%. That's a great idea. Now, wow. So the Great Mustache Conspiracy. I love it. Now, here's where things get a little weird, Matthew. The other thing I typed in was this. Write a conspiracy about a podcast called Two in the Cooler.
Yeah, you misspelled it, though.
I know, but it got what I said. And this is what it has written. First of all, it knows our names. Titled The Chilled Frequency Conspiracy. In the dimly lit corners of the podcasting underworld, which is clearly where we are right now, where sound waves intersect with secrets, there exists a show called Two in the Cooler. Innocent enough, right? But peel back the audio layers and you'll discover a web of intrigue that rivals any government cover-up. The setup. Matt and Andy. That's us, Matthew. The enigmatic hosts claim to be mere brothers with different viewpoints, but what if their sibling rivalry is a smokescreen? What if their real mission is to decode hidden messages embedded in their episodes? See, now I'm worried because this does sound like a lot like what we do.
The podcast logo, a frosty beverage cooler with two cans holds the key.
Brother.
The cans, not just any soda, that's quantum cola containers. Okay, so... this is cool, but also, how about it goes back to parallel universes? Is that the only conspiracy that AI can come up with? Is
Brother, it's the only one that matters. Oh, episode
197,
Snow Days, which was very actually time traveling. Snowstorm acts as temporal vortex.
And they were snowed in.
Barbie connection. Matthew's review of Barbie from 177. Wow, this is crazy. When Matt praised Barbie's
Andy's
career
Ninja
choices.
Turtle hype, a distraction.
Brother, it knows I like Ninja Turtles.
Uncle Al's role.
Old Uncle Al, the reoccurring guest. Oh, shit. Whoa. The grand finale, the final. There's nothing left. Brother, you got to write your own stories. Wow.
Dude, that's why I don't like AI.
Now, this is awesome. Legend has it that Uncle Al once sang a lullaby to the Big Bang itself. Brother, that's one of the funniest things I've ever read. The universe hiccuped, and the dinosaurs got a little jazzier. AI's my new best friend. That's the funniest thing I've ever fucking read.
You've been trying to soft launch AI as your best friend for months now. Andy.
You are right. This is crazy, dude.
Yeah, see, I don't like shit knowing my name like that, Andy.
Yeah, but Matthew, this is the 200th episode of this podcast. We've put out so much information. Of course, AI knowing who we are is the least of our worries,
This is
pal.
the 200th episode?
Yeah.
Nice.
God, this is... do you want to do one more? Any other conspiracy? Any other thing?
No, we got to wrap it up.
Okay. Let's get... Yeah, that's right. I know you got to get out of here.
Yeah.
But okay. All right. That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, what a way to end the show, I guess. for all the people
So
hopefully
cool.
watching. Hopefully you weren't scrolling too fast. I mean, I know you read most of it.
Yeah,
but
it was fine.
yeah. Well, listen. AI schmai. I'm glad you got a new laptop for the studio.
100%.
Yeah, I definitely think that was worth it.
I think so. Come on,
Um,
it's gonna be. We're gonna get a return on investment in this thing within the next 2
You're
weeks.
the guy that has all the access, though. I got no access.
You can
Nah, I don't
use
have
this
access.
anytime. Yeah, exactly. You
Yeah.
don't even want access.
No, Andy. I love you.
I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.